This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Jim Schaller.
Welcome, good neighbors, to the episode number 22 of the Good Neighbor Podcast Estero. Today we have good neighbors, Christina Heller with Christina George and Danell with Lines Ocean Arts. Ladies, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Let's just jump right in. And why don't you guys share a little bit about each of your businesses?
Well, with Christina George Inc., I have an interior design business, and I also do a lot of custom art pieces for my clients. So I like the symbiotic relationship of the two businesses. And my studio is in Lines Ocean Art with Danell.
Very nice.
Yeah, so I as well this is my studio gallery, and this is where I create my art. And so I do faux finishing locally and create murals and custom art. So this is, we have a good relationship here with our art together, and we enjoy creating with each other. And I guess we'll get into that more.
Yeah, I was saying she does a lot of faux finishing for my clients as well. So
very nice.
It's it's fun to have another creative to we
Combining
call it play with.
There you go. So how did you guys come about working together?
A complete happenstance. I was looking for some space to do artwork, and she had just opened this space. And a good friend, a good artist down the road, Sandy Mayer, just said, I think she's looking for somebody. And I popped in, and she happened to be here.
Yeah, it was one of those things where Christina walked in, and I was really reluctant because honestly, I've never painted with anybody else.
And neither had I.
Before.
ever in front of somebody. It's very intimidating.
Yeah, and well, I like to be alone in my own head too. So I wasn't sure if I was going to enjoy that. And Christina walked in, we got talking, and I thought, all right, this is like love at first sight. Yeah, come in, and we'll see how it goes. So she came into the space, and the first art event that we're also in the Naples Art District, which we're part of that association, and we have open studio events two or three times a month through season. So the first event was the first time both of us had painted with others like that, and I'll tell you what, we laughed. We had
music blaring.
We could have cared less if people were coming in or not, but it was an interesting dynamic. She would sell something, then I would sell something.
And people would come in and say, you could feel the energy in here, which is so nice.
Yeah, so
yes.
We're both enjoying our space and having fun with each other. So the dynamic between the two of us is working.
And that's important, not just with any business, but especially being on the creative side. You don't want to cringe on each other's creativity, but if you can add to it, it helps create more and better.
And it's also nice to bounce ideas off. When you have something in your head you want to do, but you can't figure out how to make it happen, the other one may have done it or may have an idea to make it happen. So we're really free with sharing ideas.
Sounds like a match made in heaven, which is great. So how did each of you get involved in this industry to start with?
For me, it was interior design. I'm fourth generation. I tried my best not to do this, and yet it came back, and it's where my love is. I've been doing it since my first pair of drapes. I think I made at 5 years old. So. We all thought we were playing with mom, but we realized she had a little sweatshop going. And we were really good at it. And it roller coasted from there. It was from Illinois down to Marco to Naples, Bonita area. So it's been
where in Illinois?
Outside of Rockford.
Okay. I grew up in Midwest. I spent some time in Arlington Heights and Schaumburg.
Okay, love Schaumburg. Whitfield.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
So I'm sorry. I was going to say, and then for me, the artwork just came from clients wanting original pieces, but not necessarily wanting to pay the prices of downtown Naples artwork. So just to make it a happy medium, and I was able to color coordinate everything for my clients as well.
Perfect. Very good.
So for me, I've always been the kid in school that could draw and paint and everything like that. So I was creating oil paintings in my late teens and early 20s, and somebody saw an oil painting that I did, and they said, hey, can you put that on my wall as a mural? So I did, and it kind of snowballed from there. Then I had people asking me, hey, can you make my ceiling look like leather and need to plaster? But these were back in the days where we didn't have smartphones. So I'd go to Barnes & Noble and pick up a book and read, because somebody asked me to do something, I like a challenge. So I said, yeah, I can do it, sure. So I run to the bookstore. I haven't had any bad luck yet. So I'd read the book and figure out how to do it. So it snowballed from there. So I've always had the art side, and then the faux finish side just kind of got laid in my lap at a young age, and I really enjoyed it. So now I'm doing both. A lot more art now, because I'm not getting any younger, I'm not going to be on scaffolds for the rest of my life. So I did open the studio gallery here, and Christina and I are enjoying the workspace together.
We've collaborated on a lot of newer, because everybody thinks about finishing, they think the Tuscan, and we've come up with some amazing new ones that are contemporary and funky. So she's so good at it.
Old techniques reimagined.
Yes,
and
definitely.
Definitely have some really beautiful, elegant, or modern faux finishes. But quick backstory: when Christina first was bringing her art in here, I'm throwing this out here as a little commercial for her, because
she does that.
It hit me when she brought her art in here. She said, "Well, I'm just making this because it'll coordinate with the clients. It was kind of a need." But she brought her art in here, and a couple of her pieces, I call it her signature style. I'm a creative. My mind even makes music. I was creating piano music in my head because of a certain style of hers. So she's creative. She's not just an interior designer that's throwing some colors together. She's got some creative art. Yeah, she's very talented on the art side.
That's important. I was an art major too, but I followed it into sales. But it's still, you can't get rid of that creativity.
If you don't do it, it's back there. Yeah, it has to come out some way.
Yeah, you're going to use it in one way or another, and and I love it. I do a little on the side. I'm not a painter, but I'm more graphic designs. And back when I went to school, it was all manual. It wasn't on the computer. Not that I'm old or anything, but
I was like, that's still how I do my floor planning. So I like old school by hand.
Yep, exactly. So what types of myths or misconceptions do most people come across within this industry that you'd like to debust or myth bust, as they would say?
For the interior design part of it, a lot of people either think they're too expensive. We're too expensive to hire, which I think is such a mistake, because honestly, we can help you in so many different ways of not making errors. So I think that more than pays for the time and the value of it. And then what would you say for art?
For the art, myth busting.
That the contemporary art is easy.
Oh.
I can make that. We have so many people.
I can do that.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
No, go for it.
Yeah, it's easy to say, and I think it's important. Everybody has their own perception of what art is as well, and what style is. Like, I can go into somebody's house and they think they want modern, but what they're looking for really isn't modern. Or it might be a mix of a couple things. I think that art really is a personal personal. Christy and I both thrive on custom. So
Definitely.
coming into a client's home and seeing what they're interested in and just being in their space and seeing colors and getting a feel for their home. It's like a blessing and a curse all wrapped into one, because once you invite us into your environment, our minds and imaginations, it's like somebody's throwing stuff at our minds, and it won't stop. So please hire us so we can get it out. Otherwise we're running with these ideas. So
I think you touched on that before too. It's about, a lot of people think they know what they want, but you've got to follow at the end of the day, you've got to find their passion. What do they love? What do they really deeply inside, enjoy or want to design their house like?
There's so many designers want it to look a certain way. For me, I'm always saying, I'm not going to be the one living here.
Yep.
It has to be something that they feel so much comfort in and they want to invite people in.
They've got to see it every day.
Exactly. And I want when they see it that they're happy that they had me as part of the project.
There you go. So we've all been through some type of challenge or hardship that's maybe defined us. Is there something that maybe happened along your journey that really helped put you where you are today?
For me, I was partners with my sister, and I lost her. It's almost 20 years ago now, and I was the back scene person. I did the selections, I did the bookkeeping, and I was so shy, and I didn't want to have to meet with clients, and she loved that aspect of it. And then when she was gone, it was like, I have to come out of my shell, and I'm still an introvert, but I do what I have to do. And when I tell people that, they laugh. They're like, you're so outgoing. No, I'm just a nice person.
Now you got Danell to do that for you.
But she's an introvert too, but she's really good. She's good at talking. First of all, selling each other is a lot easier than selling ourselves.
Yeah, that's true. We both can put on a show, but
we're
catch
really,
us a couple hours later. We're
exhausted.
So, yeah. What really pushed me forward, I think, I want to give God all the credit. Seriously, it's like when I was younger, the first time I tackled a big mural, and I didn't have an Apple iPhone, where I would have certain questions come into my mind, and like, well, which way do the bird's legs bend? Do they bend forward or back? Just little things like this. I would just feel like God's like right with me, telling me the answers to questions that are popping into my head. And then when my daughter went off to college, that was what really gave me the green light to focus more on, my business side of my art and faux finishing. So I did go from part-time to full-time when my daughter went off to college. But by the grace of God, he opens up doors for me, gives me inspirations, ideas, the energy, and new connections with the community, which is as most important of all. And so
that's it. You just gotta trust and move forward, and you guys are doing wonderful. So outside of work, what do you ladies enjoy doing?
You go first.
I cook, which is like another artistic thing to me.
She's a talented cooker.
So but
Chef,
obviously, and I eat.
Well, if you cook, you have to eat it, right?
Yeah, I gotta taste. That's about it for me.
Yeah.
I like yours better.
She if we have special events, she brings in amazing hors d'oeuvres, amazing plates. But so for me, I'm a little bit of a adventurous wild child. I've been into surfing and scuba diving, and right now I'm into martial arts. So I'm training anywhere. I'm going.
I eat.
Right.
Eat a little thing. Martial arts.
I'm loving. It's feeding my my wild side.
In your confidence.
My confidence. Yeah. My confidence. My it's 360 for me. So I'm doing a little bit of Muay Thai, which is kind of kickboxing, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So, yeah.
So you're from around here originally? You mentioned surfing. There's not much surfing on the Gulf Coast.
Not much surfing on the Gulf Coast. I know. We need to have somebody invest in a big water park that has the wave plunger.
There you go.
So when I was in high school, we would drive to the East Coast, sleep in our car, wake up and do dawn patrol on the East Coast. But I've done traveling. So I traveled quite a bit to Costa Rica and surfed Barbados and a couple of different places. So yeah, if I want to really spend time surfing, I do have to travel, unfortunately.
You've got to do the sunrise on the East Coast and then come back to the West Gulf Coast for the sunset in the same day.
That's a beautiful day, my friend.
That is. Okay. So wrapping kind of things up here, what other things should people know about your business, or listeners should know that maybe they don't know?
Well,
that's a good one. Thank you.
Right? I stumped you.
He didn't think he could get us to be quiet.
I just think the most important thing is, our consultations, our time is not free, but we thoroughly enjoy. We would love to come out to your house and you show us your project, what you have going on, what you would like, and just let us talk to you. And, we could either help you create something, or maybe we're not a good match. But
and honestly, if we're not a good match, we have no problem telling you who in our friends that would be a good match.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah.
You need to match, you need to connect, and it needs to be the right person. And
Exactly.
most people would take the job anyways and not do it right. So that's
no, it never turns out right.
You don't want to bring the wrong puppy home from the pounds, or from
Don't do that.
I was like, I'll take any puppy.
You gotta know. She said, "I'll take any puppy."
I'll take them all.
I literally would. So would you.
Yeah.
So how would our listeners go about getting a hold of each of you?
Stopping by the art district. We have a big sign in our window that says Lions Ocean Art in Motion, or Art in Action when we're here. It's flashing. You can't miss it.
And our phone numbers, if we're out meeting with a client, our phone number is on the front window. So
perfect. Ladies, it's been a pleasure getting to know both of you.
Thank
you both
you.
have a wonderful day, and we'll see you out in the community here soon.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Estero. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpestero.com. That's gnpestero.com, or call 239-296-2621.